What if I told you that everything you've been taught about emotions is wrong? We're told to be authentic, to feel our feelings, to let it all out. But in a world of constant notifications, breaking news, and social pressures, this advice has left many of us feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and powerless. We look at those calm, collected people, the leaders, the creators, the quiet achievers who navigate crises without breaking a sweat, and we label them. We call them cold, distant, maybe even emotionless. But what if they aren't emotionless at all? What if they are simply masters of a powerful, ancient secret that the rest of us were never taught? A secret that allows them not to suppress their emotions, but to understand them, to harness them, and to choose their response rather than being dictated by impulse. This isn't about becoming a robot. It's about becoming the architect of your own inner world. It's about building a fortress of tranquility inside you that no external event, no insult, no failure can ever breach. This is the core teaching of Stoicism, and it is the key to unlocking a level of personal power and freedom you may have never thought possible. Stay with me, because today we are not just talking about philosophy, we are unlocking the blueprint to your unshakable self. The word Stoic has been misunderstood. In modern language, it's become a synonym for someone who endures pain without showing feeling. We picture a stone-faced figure, devoid of passion and joy. But this is a pale, distorted shadow of the real philosophy. The ancient Stoics, men like the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the playwright Seneca, and the former slave Epictetus, were not emotionless. They were masters of emotion. They understood a fundamental truth that our modern world has largely forgotten. You are not your feelings. Your feelings are simply events. They are visitors that come and go. The real power lies in the space between the feeling and your reaction to it. That space, that moment of choice, is where your freedom lives. The core idea we will explore is what the Stoics called the inner citadel. Imagine your mind as a fortress. Outside the walls, the world rages on. There are storms of misfortune, armies of insults, plagues of bad luck, and the constant noise of other people's opinions. Most of us live with the gates of our fortress wide open. We let every passing storm flood our streets, every enemy soldier ransack our homes. We are in a constant state of reaction, our inner peace completely dependent on the weather outside. A Stoic, however, learns to build, fortify, and command this inner citadel. They understand that they cannot control the storm, but they can absolutely control their response to it. This isn't about pretending the storm doesn't exist. It's about knowing that you are safe and in command inside your fortress, observing the storm from the ramparts, and choosing your actions with wisdom and clarity. The power of the so-called emotionless person is not an absence of feeling, but the presence of an impenetrable inner peace. Let's bring this to life with a story. Think of Marcus Aurelius, perhaps the most powerful man in the world during his reign as Roman emperor. He wasn't living in a peaceful utopia. He was leading armies on the brutal northern frontier, dealing with a devastating plague that was wiping out millions, facing constant political backstabbing, and mourning the loss of several of his children. By all accounts, his life was filled with immense stress, grief, and pressure. And yet, every morning, in the pre-dawn cold of his military tent, he would write. He wasn't writing decrees or battle plans. He was writing to himself in a private journal we now know as the Meditations. He was reminding himself of these Stoic principles. He wrote things like, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wasn't a man who felt nothing. He was a man who felt everything, but refused to be a victim of his feelings. He was actively, deliberately, and consistently fortifying his inner citadel. The chaos was outside the walls. Inside, he cultivated reason, virtue, and tranquility. He chose to respond to the world's horrors not with panic or despair, but with duty and courage. That is true power. Contrast this with a more modern example we all know. Imagine you're driving to an important meeting. Someone cuts you off aggressively. The immediate, untrained response is a surge of anger. Your heart pounds, your knuckles whiten on the steering wheel. You might honk, yell, or tailgate them. For the next 10 minutes, you're replaying the incident, fuming. Your mood is ruined, your focus is shattered, and you walk into your meeting agitated and distracted. Now, who was in control? You or the anonymous driver who has already forgotten you exist? The Stoic approach is different. The event happens, you are cut off. You feel the flash of anger. That's natural, it's the first visitor. But then you access the space. You retreat to the inner citadel. You observe the anger and think, is getting angry useful? Does it help me get to my meeting safely? Does it make my day better? You recognize that the driver's actions are completely outside your control. But your response? That is entirely within your control. You choose to take a deep breath, let the anger pass without acting on it, and refocus on your goal. You arrive at your meeting calm and centered. You didn't suppress the emotion, you acknowledged it and chose not to grant it power over you. You remained the commander of your own mind. So, how do we begin to build this fortress? It's not a mystical process. It's a series of practical, daily exercises. These are the tools the Stoics used to train their minds, and you can start using them today. Let's call them the 3 pillars of Stoic training. The first pillar is the most fundamental, the dichotomy of control. This is the simple but life-changing practice of constantly distinguishing between what you can control and what you cannot. What you can control are your own thoughts, judgments, and actions. That's it. That's the entire list. What can't you control? Everything else. The weather, the economy, what other people think of you, traffic, illness, and ultimately, even death. The Stoics argued that 100% of human misery comes from confusing these 2 categories, from trying to control what we can't and neglecting what we can. Here is your first practical exercise. Take a piece of paper and draw a circle in the middle. Inside the circle, write down the things you are worried about that are within your control, e.g., the effort I put into my work today, how I speak to my family, my choice to exercise. Outside the circle, write down your worries that are outside your control, e.g., whether I get the promotion, what my boss thinks of my work, if my partner is in a bad mood. Your mission is to focus all your energy and attention solely on the items inside that circle. Let go of the rest. This isn't passivity, it's the ultimate strategic allocation of your energy. The second pillar is a powerful tool called negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This sounds grim, but it's actually a recipe for gratitude and resilience. Most of us spend our days clinging to what we have, terrified of losing it. The Stoic flips this on its head. For 5 minutes each morning, you deliberately contemplate the potential loss of the things you value. Imagine your life without your job. Imagine your day without your health. Imagine your world without a loved one. The point is not to wallow in misery. The point is twofold. First, it prepares you for adversity. If you have mentally rehearsed hardship, you will be far less shocked and broken if it ever comes to pass. You've trained for the storm. Second, and more importantly, when you open your eyes and see that your job is still there, your body still works, and your loved ones are still with you. You are flooded with a profound sense of gratitude. You stop taking things for granted. The coffee you're drinking tastes better. The conversation you have feels more precious. You appreciate the present moment because you have consciously acknowledged its impermanence. It's an antidote to entitlement and a catalyst for joy. The third pillar is the view from above. This is a perspective shifting exercise designed to shrink your problems. When we are caught up in our own dramas, our problems feel enormous, all-consuming. An embarrassing comment at work, a small financial setback, an argument with a friend, these can feel like the end of the world. The view from above is a guided meditation. Close your eyes. Imagine you are floating up out of your chair through the ceiling of your room. Look down and see yourself. Now float higher, above your building, above your city. See the cars like tiny ants, the buildings like game pieces. Go higher still until you can see your entire country, then the curve of the earth. See the planet as a beautiful blue marble suspended in the infinite, silent blackness of space. Float further, past Mars, past Jupiter, past the edge of our solar system, until our sun is just another star in the swirling arm of the Milky Way. From this vantage point, from the quiet vastness of the cosmos, now look back at that problem you were having, that argument, that worry. How big is it now? From this perspective, you see the true scale of things. You realize that most of our daily anxieties are infinitesimally small. This exercise doesn't erase your problems, but it robs them of their power to overwhelm you. It restores perspective, and with perspective comes peace. These are not just intellectual ideas, they are a training regimen for your mind. Building your inner citadel takes consistent practice. You wouldn't expect to have a strong body after one trip to the gym. Likewise, you must practice these exercises daily. Start a journal like Marcus Aurelius. Each evening, review your day. When did you get upset? When did you lose your cool? Was it because you were trying to control something you couldn't? When did you successfully choose your response? This process of self-examination is crucial. It is the work of a lifetime, but the rewards are immeasurable. You start to notice the gap between stimulus and response widening. You feel the anger, the fear, or the anxiety arise, but you no longer identify with it. You see it as a cloud passing in the sky of your awareness. You are the sky, not the cloud. You are the commander in the citadel, not the storm raging outside. So what if you committed to this? What if you decided right now to stop being a leaf blown about by the winds of circumstance and started becoming the mountain that stands firm in the storm? This journey isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about becoming emotionally free. It's the difference between being a passenger in the back seat of your own life and taking the wheel with both hands. The world will continue to be chaotic and unpredictable. People will continue to be difficult. Misfortune will continue to strike. None of that will change. But you can change. You can build a sanctuary of peace and strength within you that is untouchable. You can learn to face life's greatest challenges not with fear, but with a calm, rational, and virtuous strength. The power of the Stoic is not the absence of feeling, but the mastery of self. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing that whatever happens outside your walls, the commander of the inner citadel is and always will be you. The tools are now in your hands. Building your inner citadel begins with a single choice. If this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe to join our community of modern philosophers. Now, I leave you with a question. What is one thing outside your control that you will consciously choose to let go of this week?